Hi, I'm T, founder of Prepared Passages and Prepared Passages Essentials. I am here today to bring you a new series called Myth and Measure. And this particular series is episode 1. And also, episode 1 is our C sense. That's SEASENESE. C sense. And today is episode 1 for that as well. Um, Episode 1 here, the infection illusion. I recently put out a survey as Prepared Passages is about to launch. Prepared Passages is a brand that is for sailors and sailing families to ensure that they are medically ready to board a boat and that they know what to do and that they know how to do what they need to do to execute in an emergency, or if they need to get help, or to prevent an emergency. We teach a lot of what it takes to react properly in an emergency, and also how to react, what happens to your body when you're under a lot of stress, amongst many, many other things. Our Essentials line is a line of skincare and boat care, so that both of your vessels are well taken care of, especially considering saltwater conditions. A lot of products you can't use if you are in the saltwater on your skin or on your boat. Boats are very expensive, and the last thing you want to do is ruin it trying to clean it. The same thing. We only get one body, and the last thing you want to do is ruin your skin or 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 ruin something, or ruin the sea, by what you put on your skin or on your boat. So at Prepared Passages, we try to be very conscious of the products going into the sea, of the products going onto your skin, on the products that are with your boat. They're all vessels. The sea carries you to get you where you're going. Your body puts you into the boat that carries you on the sea. It's a revolving cycle, and we want to make sure that all of those things are taken care of. Let's get into our episode for today, the infection illusion. Why do we call it the infection illusion? Because I conducted a survey recently, and when I conducted that survey, I found that a lot of sailors said that they know how to, like 100, like they were very clear. I know how to spot an infection, but in my real world experience as a nurse, especially as an infection preventative and a wound care nurse, I have known that that is quite the contrary. So, what I found in real life experience is that a lot of times you ask someone, you say, wow, why did it take you so long to come into the hospital or into wherever it is they're receiving treatment? And their first reaction almost always is, I didn't think it was that bad. Well, that's pretty much a common thread that many of us in healthcare hear. One of the things about that is that so many of those start as a very small thing. So when I talk to the sailors and do surveys and they say, nope, I absolutely know what an infection looks like, I have to be curious if they actually do or not. But if they don't, then you will today, because we're going to expose what at the beginning stages of infection actually looks like. And what it usually presents itself with is warmth, redness, or a pulse-like feeling. You'll kind of hear, you'll feel it as you're going along. A lot of times people associate that and say, that's pain. Well, it kind of is, but it's also your body's response in saying, I'm open somewhere, right? Or something is wrong. So if it's a deep infection or infection that's probably already bad, then we're going to be past that. Most of what when people say they can identify an infection to me, they're usually saying, yeah, it smell bad. Like they'll come in or go to the hospital because it smelled bad, or because they couldn't walk on it anymore, depending on where it's at, or because it started to turn purple or green or blue or whatever they have going on. That's usually a late indication of an infection. So remember that your early indications of infection are usually redness, warmth, maybe some tenderness, possibly a pulse in that area. Your body at this time is beginning to fight. That is something that you need to be watchful for, something that you make sure that you stay on top of, and that you keep in your head that, oh, I just have an infection, whether it be bad, big, or small. An infection can go from small to big very quick. I really hope that this was informative. I hope to see you again. Press like, subscribe, go to the channel, try our Prepared Passages line or our Prepared Passages Essential. Hope to see you soon. Have a great and blessed day. Enjoy being on the sea.